Kerbal Space Program. As we left the situation in the last video, I was approaching the space station, getting ready to dock this new section to it, to replace the one that I undocked from it at the beginning of the last one. And so we're like just over 9 kilometers away from it. And it's time to get into position to be ready to cancel a relative velocity and come to a stop relative to the station. Coming in at 8.7 kilometers distance now. Getting my velocity vector centered here. Can sometimes be a little tricky if I'm a little heavy on. Oh, I forgot to turn the fine controls on. That's why. Okay, so all right, 8 kilometers out now and closing. Having a quick look at the map view here. You see, here's where they are. Here's a space station and some debris that we just undocked from it. There's us, the D-drive ship, and here's our intersection. Separation 5.8 kilometers. That's the closest approach that we're going to make to the station. And what's the time on that? 2.5 minutes from now. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get to about, say, 6 kilometers or so, just say 6.1 or so, and I'll come back in. Alright, here we are, 6 kilometers from the station, and this is a good time to cancel that relative velocity so that we can get our orbit pretty much matched to the station. Just have to center back on that marker. There we go. Okay. And let's kill that velocity. Okay, now I need I'm just going to line back up on this prograde. And I'm going to use a little bit of reverse thrust. No. Apparently that's not going to be the way to do that. Yeah, I need to just line up with this prograde marker here, which also is pretty much centered on the station, which is where I needed it to be. Get the SAS oscillation settled down. Okay. We're closing in at 10 meters a second and accelerating. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to do some slowing down here, so let's just do a complete 180. Oh, doggone it. I was lined up to right to begin with. And so I'm just kind of wasting tons of monoprop. Around the other way, get the nose pointed at the station. It's already 7.2 kilometers away. This is so far a day of fail. Alright, this way I can kill my relative velocity and begin actually accelerating towards the station a little bit. Alright. Kill the velocity. And now slow down, or start accelerating towards it. That's good right there. Okay, we're 8 kilometers out. I'm going to switch to docking mode and shift my camera to chase. And now, let's see. Start using translation thrusters to maneuver so that this yellow marker gets over that. And it will help if I thrust in the correct direction. Okay, I'm going to apply some reverse thrust here. Try to kill this velocity. No, that was wrong. Forward thrust. As I applied reverse thrust, the velocity went up. Alright, this is not working. I can't believe I'm failing so bad today. I usually do a lot better job of doing this. Now, let's get around here to the retrograde marker. Lock in on that and apply forward thrust. And now our relative velocity is dropping. Actually, given this, SAS is on. Go back to staging mode, use the mains. Marker starts to slide off, cut the engines, reposition to be directly over it, and then we'll apply a little bit more thrust. And rinse and repeat until we have 0 relative velocity. We can rotate around until we are facing the opposite number of this pink marker. We want the round one that will show the direction directly to the space station. And here it comes. Change our rate of turn here and move to align the nose of the ship with the center of that marker. Alright. 8.1 kilometers away. A little bit of thrust. To be moving straight towards it. translation thrusters. A little bit of up translation to move this mark up to here. I hate it when that thing's in the sun. So hard to see. How are we doing on RCS? 470 out of 750. It'll do. Actually, okay, I'm gonna have to do it the other way. I'm not close enough for the docking mode, apparently. Fuel, kill the relative velocity again. Have a look at the map. Intersection separation is predicted now 6.4 kilometers. Let's see. See what we can do to change that. Okay, we're very close to at rest, as you can tell by the jitteries. Still moving relative to the station, of course. But we're headed towards it now. Okay, I'm going to continue fine-tuning my approach here. Yes, my translation thrusters are doing me some good now. Whereas before they weren't. I can tell they're doing good because I'm actually able to move this yellow marker up to the pink marker. Alright, I'm going to continue the rinse and repeat on this operation until I get to within final approach distance. Alright, I am now 1.5 kilometers from the station, closing at approximately 1 meter per second, having to use thrusters to adjust that speed to keep it there. And now is a good time to go ahead, and I believe I can just switch to the station, and it is aligned correctly. I want to go ahead and turn the station's lights on because this whole thing is happening on the night side of the planet. And this is the port where I'm going to be docking that ship at. And as I expected, I am getting 6 frames per second in the vicinity of the station. As I passed within 6 kilometers, or no, it was about 5.5 kilometers or so from the station, I think it was, that I noticed a distinct sudden slowdown, burst of lag, and now I'm getting 6 frames a second, so that's when the station was loaded. Let's switch back to, no, we don't want to switch to this one. We want D drive. I have to try to do it in the map mode. Alright, Station 1 is once again a target. Start accelerating towards it. With the station lights turned on, we should have an easier time seeing where we're trying to dock. The station has ample power reserves to keep the lights turned on for quite a bit. All I have to do is keep this marker recentered. It drifted a little bit while I was focused on the station. Okay. Not particularly thrilled about doing this on the dark side of the planet where you can't see hardly anything, but it's good practice in flying the instruments. Because really, that's what you should be flying anyway. Because it's really too difficult to judge this kind of thing just by looking. Much better to use the instrumentation. Continue thrusting towards the station. Bring our velocity up to 2 meters a second, or maybe even up to about 3. Translation thrusters to keep the yellow mark centered on the pink one, so that we know we're going towards the station. And ride it out. I'm going to continue that because with 6 frames a second this is going to take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and continue that off camera, and I'll come back in when I'm ready to select a docking port. Alright, we're now within just about 200 meters from the station, and we've gotten close enough that I've been able to spot which end of the station I'm trying to dock at, and so I've moved my greenish yellow marker here off to the right so that I can swing around this end and take up the spot where that module right there in the distance used to be. Okay. There we go. Try to keep this marker level this way with the pink one and not let it get too far to the right. Continue occasionally rotating my ship to recenter the pink marker on this little dot here on the nav ball. Sort of a orangish, goldish looking dot. There is actually something of a benefit in having all this low frame rate lag approaching the space station, because it gives me plenty of time to fine-tune my maneuvers. Time I wouldn't have on a smaller, when rendezvousing with a smaller ship that didn't have so many parts and lagged the game so bad. Speaking of which, I was looking at the Kerbal Space Program forums the other day, and I saw something interesting. Somebody had apparently made a ship. I forget the details of it right now, but this ship was rather unique. They called it a generation ship or something like that, and the description said that it had something over 3,400 parts. What I would like to have is a computer capable of running Kerbal Space Program at 60 frames a second with that ship loaded in close proximity to the camera. I think that would be awesome. Any computer that could handle that ship would be truly impressive. Imagine 3,400 parts. I might have 1,500 parts on this station, what with the station and all 4 of the landers. I don't know. I'm going to have to go through the vehicle assembly building and note the number of parts on each component on that ship, on that station, and find out just what the part count is. Alright, 150 kilometers, or excuse me, 150 meters in closing, doing so extremely slowly, and so I'm going to cut back out until I'm a lot closer. Okay, here we are, 63 meters out from the station. I'm going to rotate around here. I'm going to zoom the view back. There's the docking port I want. Can I select it now? Yes. It is now set as target. And now I just need to keep everything aligned. In fact, I'm going to put my put this pink marker right in the center of the nav ball. Then I'm going to roll the ship so that its heads up relative to the station. I'm going to go ahead and stay on this angle on the view. Zooming in as needed. That was a mistake. I tried to do a lateral thrust and forgot that I was on rotation. Alright, let's kill the remaining relative velocity. We have a bit of lining up to do. Zoom in a little more now. Alright. We have a little bit of roll to finish. Okay, very good. And now it's pitch, and I'm going to pitch past this so that I'm lined up with the station that way. Pretty much equatorial on the nav ball. That's good. It's not perfect, but it's close. Now let's yaw just a little bit. Yaw, not translate. And that'll put us lined up with the axis of the space station this way. Alright. Now translate left so that we can get lined up with the space station's long axis down our long axis. And I'll know it's right when this mark is to center in the nav ball. Bit of thrusting. We are very close. All right. Looking good. A little more down translation. Zoom in a little closer. Ready with some up translate to cancel that velocity down. Now I have to chase that pink marker again. This time doing it with thrusters, translation thrusters, without actually changing the ship's attitude. Try to put this yellow marker right on the pink one. Yellow, green, whatever color that is. Okay, we're close. SAS off. We have contact. We are wobbling. We are docked. Space station now has a new drive section. Excellent. And now my next flight, and I'm probably going to go ahead and do this off camera because I've done several refueling runs already anyhow. But my next flight is going to be a standard station fuel tanker. Come up here, dock up here, refuel the whole thing, then it's going to dock with this thing, drain all the fuel out of it, and deorbit that. And then, in the next episode, this station, fully crewed, fully assembled, loaded with fuel, will embark on its adventure. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.